The Navy SEAL didn't mean to cause a scene. He was tired, fresh off deployment, boots still dusty, nerves still wired for danger. The cafeteria was loud, too loud, filled with laughter, clattering trays, and the careless noise of people who had no idea what real silence sounded like. Then he saw her. She stood alone in line, calm, unassuming, wearing civilian clothes that hid everything she was. No medals, no insignia, just a woman with steady hands and eyes that had clearly seen things most people never would. Someone behind him whispered, half joking, half dismissive, "Who does she think she is?" The SEAL turned, protective instinct flaring. He stepped forward, not aggressive, not rude, just curious. "You are?" he asked. Then, almost automatically, as soldiers do, he added, "What's your rank?" She turned slowly, and when she answered, the entire cafeteria went silent. Not because of the words themselves, but because of who she was. And because of what she had survived. The woman's name was Elena Reyes, though no one in the cafeteria knew that yet. To them, she was just another face in the crowd, early 30s, hair tied back, posture straight without being rigid. The kind of posture that didn't come from confidence alone, but from discipline earned the hard way. Elena had learned long ago how to disappear in plain sight. She had learned it in deserts where the air burned your lungs. In briefing rooms where one mistake meant lives lost. In moments where fear was not an option, only action. The SEAL who spoke to her was tall, broad-shouldered, with the unmistakable presence of someone who had been tested by fire and come back changed. His tone wasn't mocking. It wasn't hostile. It was instinctive. "You are," he repeated gently. "What's your rank?" For a brief moment, Elena didn't answer. Not because she didn't know, but because the question cracked open a door she usually kept locked tight. Her mind flashed back to being 18, raising her right hand, swearing an oath while her mother cried quietly in the back row. To being the only woman in rooms where she had to prove, every single day, that she belonged. To nights when leadership meant choosing who went home, and who didn't. She remembered the whispers. "She's too young. She's too soft. She won't last." She had lasted. She had led. She had buried friends. Elena looked at the SEAL, then around the cafeteria. Conversations had slowed. Eyes had drifted toward them. Something in the air shifted, like the moment before a storm. "I don't usually talk about it," she said quietly. The SEAL nodded, already ready to step back, sensing he'd crossed a line. But then she straightened, and she spoke, not loudly, not dramatically, but with the kind of calm authority that couldn't be faked. "I'm a commander," she said. The words landed heavy. A tray clattered to the floor. Someone choked on a laugh that never finished. The SEAL froze, not out of disbelief, but recognition. Commander. That meant responsibility. That meant lives. That meant hell. Respect flashed across his face instantly. He stood a little straighter. He began, then stopped. "Ma'am." Elena gave a small, tired smile. "It's fine. I'm off duty." But the cafeteria was no longer a cafeteria. It had become a reckoning. Silence stretched, thick and uncomfortable. Then someone at a nearby table scoffed. Quietly, carelessly, "Commander." A man muttered. "In what? Paperwork?" Elena heard him. She always heard comments like that. The SEAL turned sharply, anger flaring, but Elena lifted a hand, stopping him. "It's okay," she said. "They don't know." She turned toward the table, not confrontational, just honest. "They see the rank," she continued, her voice steady. "But they don't see the cost." And for reasons she didn't fully understand, she began to speak, not to defend herself, but to tell the truth. "I missed my father's funeral because my team was pinned down overseas," she said. "I watched a 19-year-old medic save 6 lives and then lose his own. I've written letters to families explaining why their son or daughter wasn't coming home, using words that will never be enough." No one interrupted. Even the scoffer couldn't meet her eyes. "I didn't earn this rank because it was given to me," Elena said. "I earned it because people trusted me with their lives. And because I stayed when it would have been easier to walk away." The SEAL swallowed hard. He knew those moments. The ones that haunted you. The ones medals never touched. Slowly, he stepped forward and did something that surprised everyone. He saluted her. Sharp, precise, full respect. The room followed. Not perfectly, not uniformly, but one by one, people stood. Some unsure, some emotional, some understanding for the first time that leadership isn't loud, it's heavy. Elena felt something loosen in her chest. Not pride, relief. She hadn't realized how tired she was of carrying her story alone. As she picked up her tray, the seal spoke quietly. "Thank you," he said. "For staying." Elena met his eyes. "We all stay," she replied. "That's how we survive." She walked out of the cafeteria not as a spectacle, but as what she had always been. A leader. And behind her, long after the doors closed, the silence remained, filled not with shock anymore, but with respect. Final message, lingering inspiration for viewers. Because sometimes the most powerful people in the room don't announce themselves. They carry their strength quietly. They lead without applause. And when asked who they are, their answer changes everything. If you want, I can extend this into a full 90 to 100 minute YouTube script. Add cinematic narration beats. Or rewrite it for voiceover pacing. Just say the word.